Good evening, all. We will start the session. So this session is organized by Asset Integrated Info System. So Asset Integrated Info System is #1 5-star Tally partner since 1997. So we provide one-stop solution for all your Tally, TDL, Tally integration, Tally service, AMC kind of a support. You can reach us through assetintegrated.com website also. So we are the #1 Tally partners in Andhra and Telangana. We are providing this service for the past 30 years. This session is organized for the welfare of business owners and the accountants to enhance their knowledge to use Tally software to its fullest capacity. So today's topic is very useful topic, that is how to master yourself on the foreign currency invoices, that is foreign gain or loss calculations through TallyPrime. Nowadays, we started dealing with foreign clients, and also we started importing materials from foreign suppliers. I hope everyone knows about the foreign economic policies which has come during 1991. It is related to LPG. We call it as LPG, that is liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Anybody knows about this concept? LPG. I'll put it in the chat also. I'm just giving an additional information. LPG, that is liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Anyone knows about it? Just mention yes in the chat box if you know about it. LPG. It is related to the subject only, today's topic, that is before 90s. Yes, Sai Krishna, very good. Before 90s, the foreign transactions were restricted. Okay, so we cannot deal more foreign transactions. There were a lot of restrictions. Okay, that is one area. Suppose I have a business that's running good. If I want to expand to the foreign country, there were a lot of regulations, a lot of restrictions. So we cannot deal as easy as possible. Okay, that is, we cannot develop our business in the global level. That is one problem. And the privatization. Most of the sectors were handled by government only. You take a transportation, education, satellite TV connection, radio stations, telephone connections, everything major public welfare services were handled by government only. Okay, even education and hospital medical facilities also. Later, in 90s, government has given a privatization concept that even the private sectors also can enter into the sectors where government alone were dealing. Okay, so that is what is liberalization, privatization, and globalization. This has come during 90s. So after this only, you would have seen a lot of private telephone connections, private TV channels, private radio channels, and foreign collaborations, MNC companies entries to India, or an Indian company opening its branches in foreign country has become boom. Even the BPOs were opened in India. Most of the foreign countries of their IT or networking or even education industry also opened their branches in India, and they outsourced their banking related activities to India, right? So this is called LPG. So now it has become very easy. So even a small businessman started dealing their business activities globally. So it is very important to know how to handle the foreign currencies in the accounting. Okay, so today's session, myself Manikandan, I'm the Chief Knowledge Officer at Asset Tally. So the instruction is so simple. You keep your audio muted. At the end of the session, you'll be given time to discuss about your doubts. At the same time, in between the session also, if you have any doubts, if you want to take some clarity, just mention it in the chat box. I'll give an explanation. Thank you very much for your participation and the cooperation. Let us get into the subject. Now we are going to discuss about three important things. One, enabling multiple currencies in TallyPrime. See, we have to understand one thing, that is base currency. See, when we are in India, our business is registered in India, we are liable to maintain the reports and records as it is specified by the Indian taxation systems. Okay, for example, I'm a company registered in India. The question here is whether I can maintain my books of accounts in dollars. Assume that I'm comfortable in maintaining books of accounts in dollars. The question here is whether we are allowed to maintain books of accounts in dollars. That's a question. No, we are not allowed. You can maintain for your internal records, but for submitting the tax returns, for submitting the reports and statements to the government tax departments, bankers, your customers, your suppliers who's located in India, you're supposed to maintain your books of accounts in base currency. So now you have to understand what is base currency. Very simple. Base currency is a currency in which the books of accounts are maintained, right? So we supposed to maintain our books of accounts in INR, Indian rupees, right? We have a symbol for INR also. It's just a new information to the 2K kids, that is, who was born after 2000. They may not aware of it. Before that, there is no currency symbol. Okay, for Indian rupee, we use a symbol R. Yes, that's all. Now we have a symbol, similarly, symbol which is given for US dollars, Arabian dollars, euros, yen. India also has symbol, right? The thing is, we maintain books of accounts in the base currency. Suppose when there is a foreign customer or when there is a foreign transaction or when you are dealing with the foreign suppliers, you're supposed to maintain multiple currencies because you buy it in dollars, you make payments to your supplier in dollars, or you sell the materials in dollars and you get the amount from your customers in dollars. Later, that dollar is converted into INR. That's a different story. Anyway, we don't do that. Our bankers will do on behalf of us. Assume that I'm getting $1,000 from my customer. Okay, I may not get as dollars as currencies in my hands. So it is transferred to my bank account. The $1,000 will be converted by our bank, wherever we have a bank account. So multiplied by 86 rupees something, whatever the current rate is, and the amount 86,000 is credited in your bank account. That is what is the currency conversion. The thing is, you have to enable multiple currencies in TallyPrime. That is the first work you are going to do. Number two, when you are passing the entries, sale entry or purchase of asset or purchase of materials, instead of recording the transaction in rupees, now you have to give an attention. See, we don't maintain rupees and all. Simply we type 10,000, that's all. Tally takes it as INR, 10, 000.00. That is nothing but 10,000. Okay, by default, because we have already configured in Tally that our base currency is INR. So it automatically takes it. I will show that area also. You can just think about it, how we are configuring the base currency, how we have to configure the multiple currency. All those things I will explain you in practical. Then finally, you have to make some adjustment entries. Very simple. I'm selling goods to my client who is located in US for $1,000. The time of selling the materials to my customer, the dollar rate was 86. My customer may be paying the amount after a week or month or year later also. But the currency price has come to 87. Assume that it has come to 87. That means there is a difference, right? We thought that we will be getting 86,000 rupees, but we are getting 87,000 rupees. Okay, it doesn't mean that we are getting 1,000 rupees extra. That customer is not paying 1,000 rupees extra. We are getting this 1,000 rupees margin gain because the currency rate is varied, right? So all those adjustments also we are going to discuss, right? See, as we have discussed in many sessions, every topic is a complicated topic. Every topic takes 10 to 15 hours to get full clarity. My intention is to give a basic knowledge about this area, right? Later, we will go for the advanced sessions also. First, I would like to cover all the basic areas of the particular feature, right? You take last week, we have taken a feature, in the payroll feature, in that also we have covered the basics, right? Today, I'm going to cover the basics of base currency. So this is our second webinar for the year 2025. And last year, that is 2024, December, we have conducted 8 webinars, and November also we have conducted so many webinars. Every week, Tuesday and Thursday, we are planning to conduct webinars without fail. Unless and until it's a festival holiday or a government holiday, we are going to conduct continuous webinars. I want every participants to inform their friends and relative circle who are in the accounts activity or the business owners who is interested to learn Tally, accounting, GST, TDS, income tax, etc. Right? Let us get into the subject. What is multi-currency? I've explained you. Other than your INR, if you want to maintain any additional currency, it is called multi-currency, right? When we handle with foreign currency, the books of accounts also should be maintained with the foreign currency and it should be converted into INR. Okay, you can have you may be having a doubt, like in your keyboard, you can see INR symbol in some keyboards. Okay, in some keyboards, if you are not having an INR symbol, for example, you are preparing some documents in Word or Excel or even in Tally also, if you want to see the amount along with the currency symbol, okay, you can get it from Control Alt 4. Okay, just type it, open a notepad or Word or Excel, just type Control Alt 4, you can find INR symbol, right? Similarly, if you want to get other foreign currency symbols, you have to follow this instruction, right? For example, Euro, you have to press Alt and also 0, 1, 2, 8. It's not that Alt, you are going to press plus symbol. Don't press plus symbol. Alt and also 0, 1 to 8 means you'll be getting euro symbol. Similarly, if you want to get yen, Japanese currency, then you press Alt and 0, 1, 6, 5 like that. These are all the methods to get the foreign currencies in your keyboard. Okay, this is available in the Google also. You just put foreign currency symbols, how to get foreign currency symbols in my laptop. Okay, right. So this foreign gain or loss, we have to do the adjustments. Okay, so due to the foreign currency utilization, if you are getting some gain or loss, that should be adjusted. It's not your trade loss. Okay, I'll give explanation. For example, trade loss means I'm buying for 100, trade gain. That is a profit, we say. Buy it for 100, sell it for 110. It's nothing but a 10 rupees profit. Similarly, trade loss, you buy it for 90 and sell it for buy it for 90 and sell it for 80, then 10 rupees loss. It's a trade loss. Okay, it's a business loss, but the loss which we are going to get it due to the currency variation. For example, I'm buying materials for $1,000 from foreign country. That day dollar rate was 86. When I'm making payment, the dollar rate has become 88. That means we are paying 2 rupees extra. Okay, it's not the trade loss, it's not the trade gain. It is called Forex gain or loss. It should be treated as your expenses or it's your gain. Okay. So I will teach you how to adjust that also. It should, by default, it appears in the balance sheet, but we have to adjust it with the finance charges, right? Let us get into Tally. Now I'll show you practically how to handle your foreign currencies. So it's very simple. The advanced features are enabled from F11 features. You know very well, F11, or you can get it through Alt K company and then F11. Your advanced features are available. Okay, but foreign currency is not given at the F11 features. Okay, because by default, nowadays the accountants are very much comfortable to press F11 and activate all the advanced features. Okay, I want to teach you what is base currency first of all, where the base currency is given. So we usually create a company, right? While creating a company, you will get this base currency by default, automatically. Depends on the country you're selecting, right? You would have not noticed it. See, when I'm selecting India, INR comes automatically. For example, I'll select Malaysia. Suppose my company is located in Malaysia. I'm liable to maintain all my books of accounts in the Malaysian currency. That becomes my base currency, right? Now I'll select Asia. See, you can see that after I select Malaysia, since the company is already created, I'll create a new company and show it to you. See, I'm selecting the state Tamil Nadu, Telangana, right? But the cursor will not go to the country place. If you want to change the country, then you go back and change it. Malaysia. See, before I accept it, you see the report. You see the report. It is showing the base currency as INR. Now I'm changing it to Malaysia. Just see it. It is showing the currency as RM. That is, Malaysian currency is called Ringgit Malaysia. Okay, that means your base currency is Ringgit Malaysia. You are going to maintain books of accounts on Ringgit Malaysia. It's not INR. And you can see a lot of changes. See the mobile. In India, mobile starts with +91. And similarly, go to the right hand side. Just see the financial year. In India, financial year starts from 1st of April. In Malaysia, the financial year starts from 1st of Jan. They maintain books of accounts from 1st of Jan to 31st December. These are all the areas you have to learn. Okay. Now, I'll come out. I just show you how to create multi-currency. Now, I think everyone understood how to create a base currency. Is it a new area? I want someone to give an answer. Is it a new area or already new? You know about it? Just mention yes in the chat box if it is a new area you learned, or about this base currency, or if you know this feature already, just mention no, I know already. I want someone to give an answer, then only I'll proceed. So you know how the INR is defined, how the base currency is defined. Now I want you to create a new multiple currency. As you know very well, every master creation is available in the masters area. Create currency, ledger, group, voucher type. Lot of masters are available. Depends on the default masters is one side, another side we activate through the F11. For example, payroll is enabled through F11. If the currency option is not available, if any of the additional option is not available, just check with your show more option, right? Or show inactive. It will show all the features available in Tally. Whatever the masters you're supposed to create, everything will be available here. But it is inactive. For example, cost center is inactive. Okay. Currency, just before I have activated. Merchant profile is inactive. Price levels are inactive, right? We'll have a separate session for price levels and everything. Now I have a currency. It asks a question like, you want to alter the INR or you want to create a new currency. Currency INR exists by default for this company. Do you want to alter INR or you want to create a new currency? I want to alter. That means if you want to do make some changes, you can change INR. For example, I don't want to maintain paisas in my books of accounts. There is a possibility if you have your books of accounts in crores and multi-crores, you may ignore this paisas, right? Then you can remove, right? I don't want decimal portions. Make it as 0. That means there is no decimal portion. There is no paisa in your business. For example, I have 525 rupees, 50 paise. I may not record 50 paise. I make it as 525. That case, you make it as 0. So existing currency also you can modify. I'm going to create a currency, create new currency, US dollars. US dollars, most of the keyboards, it's available. Shift F, Shift 4. Okay. And for your understanding, I'll create INR, Control Alt 4. Okay. Similarly, I just mentioned it in our PPT, it was there, no? Like Alt 0, 128 is nothing but euro. Alt 0, 128. Euro symbol, right? So now I'm going to create US dollars. Then formal name, you can mention US dollars. ISO currency code. So international currency code. For Indian rupees, it is INR. For US dollars, it is USD, right? And number of decimal places 2. Because like paise we have in US currency dollars, they have cents. Like paisas we have, they have cents, right? This kind of currency creation you can make. Very simple to create currencies. Even if you want euro or yen or Arabian currencies, dirham, you can create it. After creating the foreign currency, you're supposed to create your foreign customer or supplier. Assume that I'm creating a new supplier. Okay. For example, I'm creating a supplier, V Smart Enterprises, Sundry Creditor. Now you can see a currency option here. So the thing is, we do mistakes here only, right? So I'm just coming to the area, more details, there you can find currency symbol. Currency of this ledger, you should never change this. That's why I'm just showing it to you. You should never change this into dollars. Of course, I'm going to deal with this supplier in dollars, but I should not create the ledgers in dollars because we are going to maintain books of accounts in INR only. Okay, only this particular supplier's transaction will be using USD and it will be converted into INR. Now, maintain balances bill by bill. Yes, other things you can create as it is you want to create. For example, all the countries' name is listed here. If you whatever the country you want to select, you can select. Okay, I just selected United States. That's all, right? And you can put the telephone code and everything. Simple thing, you should never change the currency. Your currency is nothing but INR only. Now, I'm planning to buy one camera. Assume that I'm buying a camera from the National D-Smart Enterprises, and it is nothing but fixed assets. For the purpose, I'm creating this section. Normally, how do we enter asset purchase transaction? For example, I'm going to use F7. Okay. What is a problem? I'll use purchase. Okay. I'll use purchase and I'll buy some other thing. D-Smart Enterprises. Okay. 1 minute. So in that, I'm going to buy camera, right? 1,000. See, when I'm recording a transaction, normally I type the currency and just press enter, right? I just press enter. That means this will become INR, right? So I'm going to follow the system. Vouchers. Select that particular supplier. Whatever it is, a journal or sales or purchase or whatever it is. I'm just selecting camera. Then $1,000. I supposed to type $1,000. Just remember, we are going to maintain books of accounts in INR only, but we are going to create a conversion. Now Tally will raise a question. $1,000 is equal to how many? Each dollar is equal to how many INRs? So I say 86. So now my records will be created for 86,000 rupees for the reporting and return filing purpose. But my internal record is created that I bought this material for $1,000. On that day, the dollar rate is 86. That's all. We have to understand. So here it shows $1,000. But when this transaction is saved in my books of accounts, it will be saved in 86,000 rupees. Assume that I'm maintaining partial transactions in INR and partial transactions in US dollar. Can you remember? Can you imagine your balance sheet? You cannot put a total. Okay. Your camera fixed asset alone will be available in $1,000 and other figures will be coming in INR. So there is no meaning of maintaining that kind of a numbering systems, right? Now it is converted into 86,000 rupees. That's all. I just purchased $1,000 worth product. My record is created in INR. So we have to understand it carefully. My record is created for 80 rupees INR. That's all, right? Even the other reports like day book, you can see it in INR, right? Dollar rates, sir. There's no problem. There's a question, very good question from Manish sir. Very good question. His question is whether the dollar rates are accepted in the decimals. For example, most of the time the dollar prices will be in the decimals, 86 rupees 10 paise, 86 rupees 17 paise, like that. So I can put 86,000 rupees 17 paise. That's all. I hope your doubt is clarified. 86,170. Just for understanding purpose, to remember the figure, I always keep 86, 86, 86 all. Right now it is 86,170. Just refer your balance sheet. Your asset is available for 86,170 only, not for $1,000, right? Let the reports of the books of accounts of these enterprises, which is the foreign supplier. It is available for INR only. Okay. So it is available for INR. That is what is very, very important. Right. Now, the second area, that is, I'm going to make a payment. So when I'm making a payment to my supplier, the dollar rate is going up. The dollar rate has become 87 rupees. That means totally 83 paise loss. 1000 into 83 paise, again it's 830 rupees lost to me. Right? I'm going to settle some amount additionally. It doesn't mean that directly you're going to give $1,000 to your supplier who's there in US. So from your bank account, banker will debit 87,000 rupees from your account, and they will transfer $1,000 to your supplier. In between that, they'll be charging some dollar conversion charges, administration charges, etc. That is different. But the supplier is settled for $1,000. Your account is debited for 87,000 rupees. Okay, not 86 rupees 17 paise. Right now, we'll make a payment. I've given an instruction to my ICICI Bank. Just you have to understand it's a big area. If you're working for a MNC, if you're working for a large organization, even if you're working for a small company where the foreign transaction is happening, it's a separate area. You have to learn it. You should prepare some documents. You should have the list of purchase orders you have placed to DSmart Enterprises, purchase bills you got it from DSmart Enterprises, and the transport copies, like the ship or the flight in which vehicle the material has come. They'll be giving bill of lading, DOE, whatever the documents you have collected at the time of clearance at the airport or the harbor. All those documents to be attached. Along with that, a banker will be having an application form, and you have to attach one check or RTGS copy. Like you should know your SWIFT code. So here you have to learn a lot of things. For example, when we are transferring money within India, we use IFSC code. But for the foreign transaction, we use SWIFT code. So all these areas you have to be an expert. Okay, so that's a separate area. That's a separate skill. Okay, so now I'm going to make a payment to my supplier DSmart Enterprises. You know how much I'm going to pay? Can anybody tell how much I'm going to pay? $1,000 or 87,000 rupees? I'm going to pay $1,000. In his books of accounts, we should say I'm making a payment of $1,000. Now, what is the rate of exchange? For example, the rate of exchange is 87 rupees. That means we are making 87,000 rupees wrong. We are not making 87,000 rupees. We are making $1,000 to the supplier, right? So you can see all the adjustments. The bill date is 31st October. On the day, $1,000 into 86.17. So it was 86,170. Now we are making payment of $1,000 multiplied by 87. So it's nothing but 87,000. That's all. Right? Now, this entry is saved in my books of accounts. Because of this transaction, that 83 paise, because of 83 paise, my balance sheet will have unadjusted Forex gain or loss. Very simple logic. It's not my trade loss or trade profit. Okay, it's not the profit or loss due to the variation in the purchase and sales price. It is the currency variation. So Tally will not attach this figure in the profit and loss statement. It is called unadjusted. It is yet to be adjusted. It is coming to your knowledge that you are getting 830 rupees because of the transaction you made with DSmart Enterprises. It will tell you the reason also why it is coming. Very simple. Drill down. Enter, 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 enter. Finally, it will show the information. It is the gain or loss due to exchange rate variation. This has happened on 31st October. When we are buying, the rate was 86.17. When we are selling, the rate was 87. That's all. Now, you can refer the statement of DSmart. See, hope you are able to follow me. We bought it for $1,000. We sold it. We paid $1,000. But still, Tally will say that you paid extra. We didn't pay extra. We paid $1,000 only. Just see the report. It says extra. So 86,170 is the buying price. 87,000 rupees the payment. but additionally 830 rupees. See, that too, it is differentiated. You can see it. It is shown in the italic format. It's a separate space is given for that 83, 830. Because of this 830 only, this ledger statement is getting tallied. Otherwise, it will say 86,170 and 87,000. The balance figure as 830 in the closing balance. So this is nothing but unadjusted forex gain or loss. Okay, it should be adjusted in the sense it should be transferred to my P&L. It should be treated as my finance charges. It's nothing but the finance charges, like the bank charges, like the interest charges. It should be kept in the P&L indirect expenses. So I'm going to create a new ledger, forex gain or loss under indirect expenses. Some companies will have different groups, sales group, purchase group, indirect expenses, direct expenses. Similar to that, companies will have administration expenses, finance charges, marketing charges, delivery charges, kind of a grouping system, HR expenses. In that case, you have to be very much carefully. You should not group it directly under indirect expenses. Just check your company procedure. So I'll just group it under indirect expenses. Now that 830 we should bring to, it is there in the balance sheet. For example, I'll show the balance sheet. It is there in the balance sheet, but it should be brought to your P&L indirect expenses. Okay, like bank charges, it should be in the P&L indirect expenses. I'll come out and I'm going to do a magic. Okay, simple thing. Go to your 1 minute. Go to your alteration voucher types. Voucher types, right? There you can find a voucher type called journal, and go to journal, and at the last, most of the time we don't open the existing voucher types. We create ledgers. Mostly we don't create groups also. We create stock items, stock groups, but we don't touch the groups. We don't touch the voucher types. But these are all the advanced areas. So you can do some magics from creating the voucher classes. I'll show you. For example, in this F7, so I can put forex gain or loss, right? For example, 830. And because of whom we got a gain or loss? Because of DSmart, right? 830. It's a manual process, right? Just see, it's a manual process. Encourage this manual process. Now, in P&L, you can see your loss 830 just come to P&L indirect expenses, and you just check your balance sheet. It is distinct from your balance sheet. That means the unadjusted forex gain or loss has been transferred to your P&L. Earlier, it was there in the balance sheet. Now this is gone. This has gone to your P&L. Just see the P&L, right? But it's a manual work, right? Suppose I'm deleting this entry, and only one purchase from foreign or one sales from foreign, I can do manual work. That's not a problem. But if my organization is continuously doing foreign transaction activity, again, it will become a burden for the accountant. So Tally has simplified it. What you're supposed to do is get into the alteration of vouchers and journal, and you can automate this. That means Tally will show you the list of ledger because of which party you are getting this loss or gain. And it will help us to adjust that figure automatically. Okay. Area called name of the class. I'll fix it as forex gain or loss. And it will ask a question. You want to use this as for forex gain or loss adjustment? Yes. Which ledger you want to use it? Now you select the ledger which we have created recently, forex gain or loss. That's all. We are giving an instruction that I'm going to automate a voucher class for the forex gain or loss adjustments. For example, I'm in the F6 receipt voucher. Now you press F7. Now it will ask a question, which class you would like to use. See, it will not be available in the outside. Voucher classes will not be available in the outside. Even in the navigation button of journal, you cannot see the classes. Voucher type is different. Voucher class is different. Anybody knows about this voucher class? or is the first time you are seeing this voucher class screen? Anybody used it? Voucher class. You know what for this voucher class is used? It is to simplify our work. If any work has to be automated, then we can use voucher classes. Okay, voucher classes, first time you're seeing, Manish sir, thank you. Voucher classes can be used for payments, receipts, contra, debit notes, credit notes, even for the sales purchases also, you can use a voucher class. Whatever the ledgers you want to automate. For example, in the sales transaction, supplier name will be different, stock item will be different, but the ledger sales, CGST, SGST, IGST will be common to all the customers. So instead of selecting CGST, SGST every time, you can automate it through the voucher classes. That means the CGST and SGST, the ledgers will come automatically after selecting the stock item, and the rates, amount, everything will come automatically. That kind of advancements are there to reduce the accountant's work. Okay, I think I am supposed to take one more session which is relevant to the, which is related to the voucher classes, which is nothing but automating your transactions so that your works will be reduced. Right now, I'm selecting journal. Tally is asking a question: which voucher type you are using? Journal. Which voucher class you would like to use? Forex. After I select this, see, this ledger is automated. I no need to select the ledger manually. Usually in double entry system, we'll be having two ledgers, one debit, another one is credit. Okay, that is what is double entry system. Okay, dual aspect concept. But when we are automating, one area will be automated. By default, it will come. No need to select the ledger. And the second area, we have to select it manually. So it will show the list of customers and supplier because of whom we are getting the gain or loss. Suppose you are dealing with first 10 customers or 5 suppliers. Because of one customer, you are getting gain, another customer, you are getting loss, kind of a transactions will be there. All the customers and suppliers, because of whom we are getting the Forex gain or loss, only will come here. Usually, this list of ledger should show all the customers, suppliers ledger. But since we have selected Forex gain or loss, Tally will show the list of customer or supplier because of whom the gain or loss has come. Now we have transaction only with DSmart. Just select. Even you no need to remember the amount. You no need to remember whether it's a gain or loss. That's the reason we have created the ledger as gain and loss. Both will be accumulated. Okay, the net figure only will come out, right? Everything will come automatically. You must put enter, 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 enter. That's all, right? I repeat, all your Forex gain or loss will come to balance sheet. I'll show it once again. Your Forex gain or loss comes to balance sheet, but it should be transferred to your P&L account under indirect expenses. It should be treated as your expenses or incomes. Okay. Now I've created a common ledger for both the gains and losses, Forex gain or loss, as one ledger. And we have altered the existing voucher type called journal. And in that journal, we have created a class. That class, you can name it anything, like F class, something you can name it. Okay. Forex class. And inside there is an option whether you are using this class only for the foreign gain or loss transaction. Yes. If it is yes, then select which ledger is going to be used. Then come to F7, select the voucher class, select the ledger in which the gain or loss has to be adjusted. It shows the bill number, date, currency variation differences, and the exact gain or loss you had, right? Enter, 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 enter. That's all. Now your gain or loss transferred from balance sheet to your P&L. Now you can refer this P&L. Also, you have the supplier's ledger, that is our supplier DSmart Enterprises. Now you can see the ledger. It was unadjusted Forex gain or loss earlier. Now it says it's an adjusted gain or loss. Okay. Now you can refer. When we are buying, it was 86,170 we supposed to pay, but we paid 187,000 because of foreign gain or loss. We paid 830 rupees. See, by seeing this report, you can take a lot of decision makings. As I said earlier, this is the only transaction we are dealing. Only one transaction we have entered. Some companies will be having multiple transactions with the foreign suppliers and foreign customers. So they can save a lot of money if they reserve the currencies, right? So they are working on it also. You can talk to your currency suppliers, you can talk to your banker, and you can fix some dollars. You can freeze the prices. Such facilities are available. Okay. Manish sir, what is your doubt? Even gain will come in the direct expenses? Yes, sir, because we have created the ledger Forex gainers as gain or loss. Both will be more, or your loss is more. It will be adjusted. Okay, within that it will be adjusted. You are getting 1000 rupees profit and 800 rupees loss. It's nothing but 200 rupees profit, right? In this transaction, we had a loss of 830 rupees. So it has come to indirect expenses. So I'll put more transaction for your sake. One more purchase I'm going to make. I'm happy that you're asking this kind of a question so that others also can get benefited. I'm buying it for $1,000. Sorry, I'm buying it for $1,000. That day, the dollar price was 87, right? So I supposed to pay 87,000 rupees. When I'm making payment on 1st of November, for example, I'm making payment. The dollar price is $1,000 I supposed to pay, but the dollar price has slashed to 87, 85. That means I'm going to get 2 rupees gain out of this transaction. Okay. So the amount difference in the balance sheet, I can find 2 rupees difference. It's nothing but the profit. You know very well, loss comes to asset side, profit comes to liability side. Anybody has doubt in this? Profit comes to assets, profit comes to liability side, loss comes to asset side, right? So this has come here. Now, when I'm making the payment, already I have a loss of 830. Now I have a gain of 2000. Both will be adjusted in the same ledger. The difference amount will come outside. For example, I'll do the adjustment once again. 1st of November, F7, Forex gain or loss, D-Smart Enterprises, just adjust 2000. Already we have 830 in the P&L. Now we are going to have 2000. The net figure will come out, which is more. Okay. So now the profit is more. So if the profit is coming on this side, that means if the gain is incomes and gains should come on the credit side. If the gain and income is coming on the debit side, it's nothing but minus. Just get into that. You can see the figure. So my expenses, my loss, my gain. My loss and my gain. So you have to understand there is a difference between the word loss and expenses. Expenses is different, loss is different. Profit is different, gain is different. Okay, profit is derived from business. Gain is nothing but an abnormal figure, okay, which we have not expected in the business profit. Okay, so this is how it is going to appear. Both gain and loss, we are creating a simple ledger so that both are merged. If your gain is more, this side it will come with minus figure. If your loss is more, then it comes without minus. That's a difference, right? Anyway, we learned how to adjust our Forex gain or loss, right? So in this way, you can create a lot of foreign currency when you are dealing with the foreign transactions. See, you have to understand, if you don't maintain the foreign currency, then your books of accounts will be like this. For example, I put the transaction. Okay, once again, I'll put the transaction with other supplier. Assume that I'm buying a material from national enterprises. So same camera, I'm going to buy $1,000 is the rate, but I'm paying I'm accounting it as 86,000 rupees instead of maintaining $1,000. Some of them are doing this mistake, right? Now I'm making payment to the supplier. When I'm making payment, it was 89. Okay, so assume that I'm going to make 89,000 rupees. Just sorry. Just refer some accounts that show we have paid excess. See, it says the amount we have paid in excess for 1 minute. Just refer this. It says we bought it for 86,000 and we paid 89,000. That means we paid excess 3,000. You know, by seeing this report, if I'm an accountant joining in a company, I'll be calling the supplier, sir, I bought it for 86. By mistake, we paid 89. Just return 3,000 rupees. Right? So the total concept has become wrong. I just want to you the mistake which we are going to do if you are not maintaining the books of accounts with proper foreign transactions. Right? At least now onwards, you start working with the foreign contract transactions, right? So you'll be having a lot of doubts in this. Suppose if you have, you can put it in the chat box. I'm just here to give some more information about us. So Asset Integrated has started its training division in the name of Asset Genesis House of Accountants. It's going to be the house for the accountants. If you feel you have something lacking for your career, like I'm not able to get good salary, I'm working in the accounts industry for 10 years, 15 years. So we will help you to identify the mistakes you are doing in your career, or the skills which is lacking, the employability skills which is lacking in your career. Will help you to get good jobs also, right? So we are launching the academy called Asset Genesis House of Accountants. And also we have a placement division called TallyHR.com. So it's nothing but the platform for the business owners to find a good accountant. And it is also a platform for the accountants to get good jobs, right? If you want job assistance, please get in touch with us. Our website is www.tallyhr.com. And also I would like to give an information that Tally, you can do customization, right? Most of them are thinking that Tally has very less feature. So whenever I meet a business owner, or whenever I meet a accountant usually they say like, sir, my boss is asking like this, but it's not coming in Tally. Okay, my boss asking the invoices to be customized. For example, this is our invoice. In the invoice, you can keep your company color coding, and you can keep company's salutation. See, ours is more than 25 years company. So we keep it as 25th year, and our company name in different color, company logo, website, everything, whatever the designs you want to make, you can customize, right? Tally, you can customize your reports, you can customize your invoices. And even if you want to get some more information in your Tally screen, you can bring it. For example, you just see my Tally screen. See, my Tally screen, I have some additional information in the gateway of Tally itself, like list of stock items, test, list of godowns in the gateway of Tally itself. Most of them will have dashboard and then quit, but I made it customized, right? For my emergency, for my important reports, right? Similarly, you can also make customization. If you want any support on the customization, we do it through Tally definition language. It is another area. Even if you want to learn Tally definition language, that is TDL, it's a programming language for the Tally customization. Some of the accountants are very much interested on programming skills, right? So if you want to make some changes in your Tally, you can do it by yourself also. You can get in touch with us. Even we teach TDL courses. You can learn TDLs also. Suppose you are using lower edition of Tally, please get in touch with us. You're supposed to use Tally release 5.1. If it is a lower edition, that may not be supportful for your GST filings. Please understand, GST filings has been automated in TallyPrime release 5 onwards. Still, some of them are using Tally release 2, 2.1 like that. So you cannot do your GST filings directly from Tally. You may be downloading the JSON file, or again you will go to the Tally website, GST portal, and you will upload the JSON files and file it with multiple OTPs. But in release 5.0 onwards, you can file it directly from Tally with OTP. No need to go to the GST portal. See, now you can refer the GST portal. Today it is down, but Tally will support you without any errors, right? So if you feel you are not using a latest edition, just see the top of your Tally right top. You can find a red alarm button next to your F1 help menu. So if you get into that, you can see upgrade with the red button. That means you are using a lowest edition, but not the recent. So Tally is suggesting you to upgrade. If you want any doubts and clarifications related to this, you can please be touching with us. The numbers are given in the screen. Even you can chat, you can send a message to us. So I'm here continuously. I'm going to give the knowledge support to the accountants and business owners. Thank you very much for your feedback, sir. Right. So in Tally release 5.1 has come from 2nd December onwards. Thank you very much for your participation. If you have any doubts, if you want some clarity on today's session, I'm here to help you. Please feel free to ask. Thank you very much.